Hey Leo, third time's the charm. It's the third time I'm trying to do your video. I hope you guys are doing great today. So I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross spread, general messages. Then I'm going to be pulling some separate oracles with qualifiers at the end for love only. So if you're interested in that, hang in there. Throw some astro dice, pull some astro cards, and see what's going on. I'm going to be linking, you should see in the description box below, the direct link to the astrology for the week. I do recommend that you check it out only because Chiron retrograde is a pretty big deal. Even though it's an asteroid, it's a pretty big deal, and it's a long transit. It's from the 11th of July all the way through December 15th, so it's pretty long. So Mercury's going to be going direct, which is great on the 12th, and then we have Chiron going retrograde to replace it. So we still have these constant 5-planet retrogrades going on for us in there, you know. So let's see what we're going to get as far as advice from the Rebel Oracle. Okay. Rebel Oracle, Rebel Oracle. Oh, I love this card. Big, bold vision. Yes, Leo. Yes, yes. This is nice. All right. This is a great energy to get as a crowning. So there's something, a vision, an idea, something that's coming to you, and you might worry that it's going to be too much for you, but you don't have to worry about it because, I don't know, the way the energy is going to be lining up, this is going to be very, very benefic, even though you might have to make some adjustments and some tweaking to do as you're going to need to let go of your limited thinking. So as you're trying to sort of like chronologue in your mind how everything is going to go and look and work, there's going to need to be a very purposeful release of any kind of limited thinking that you have, that you impose on yourself. So as this tells me that you're about to receive or be invited to some part of a grand visionary beginning, and it has the makings of something really fantastic. And it really doesn't matter how the journey that brings this vision ends up unfolding in reality. Really here it's about focusing on the end point, because there are going to be some twists and turns on your path as you're trying to make something happen for yourself. Just trust your heart, be still, you know, just stay open, stay open, stay open, stay open, right? And be willing to take a leap. This energy also brings a general message of just positive energy and trusting that things are going to be coming up in such a beautiful, positive way, like coming up roses for you, Leo, really. Even if everything seems to be a hot mess right now. Even if everything's a hot mess. Okay, it's just really, really essential and necessary. Whatever you're in right now, it's very essential and very necessary before this success can end up rearing its head for you. So totally great, totally great. Nothing wrong with that. We're not mad at that. Big, bold vision, beautiful. Let's move these guys over. So some astro dice, see what we get. Pull an astro card. We get the 8th house, we get the sun, which is you, and we have the 2nd house, which is Gemini. Why do I feel like we get a similar role for you? Well, not entirely the same, but similar. Scorpio. Transformation, Leo. Yeah, listen, Gemini, it's all about learning something new, putting that thinking cap on, and figuring out what makes you feel in the flow and really good in your skin. Leo, having to do with a career, having to do with a relationship. You guys know what I mean, where it's like everything's just all lining up and it's like you're in a good space, you're in the flow, everything feels good. You're like madly in love with the person you're with, it all feels right. You love what you're doing, you're making money, it all seems right. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to figure out where in your life are you feeling stagnant, where you need to level yourself up and learn a new way of doing something in order to attain that flow. In order to feel that, what do you have to do? You know, it could be taking a workshop, some sort of certification, right? Obviously, if it has to do more with career, if it has to do with relationship, maybe doing some deep, deep soul searching, you know, checking out some videos online, seeing if some of it doesn't resonate with you. Definitely check out that Chiron retrograde in Aries. Absolutely, because that would be very fitting for this. This is all about healing stuff that does not belong inside of us anymore. And it's a long, really beautiful transit that's going to really incite the transformation that's necessary. That's totally what this is about. Scorpio energy is beautiful. All right, really good energy. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Again, it's about ending and a simultaneous new beginning happening here, right? So, and it's allowing something to be released, and then something beautiful and new is coming in. And then we have the 8th house energy. 8th house is a really good energy because it has to do especially for those Leos who are in relationship, where you would be sort of like marrying up your finances or just blending a life with somebody. But this is really a time, though, Leo, for you to strip off another layer of yourself and really show what's underneath. And you may be really scared, right? But this is a call to a deeper level of vulnerability and intimacy. And for you to acknowledge that you have to stop playing small in relationship. You have to stop playing small in your career. Even in friendships, guys, you can't play small. Now, we're talking about a Leo energy and you guys are like, are you kidding? Haven't you met the lion? All of that. But guys, I feel like, you're a lot more than the Leo, right? If you're here for Leo Sun or Leo Rising, you have a lot more in your chart than that. Leo's only one room in your house. So I feel like whoever's resonating with this, there is something where you've held back, or that there have been high expectations placed upon you by somebody else, where it's like for some reason your needs were not put front and center. And now it's time for that to not be the case anymore. And the 8th house energy really does call that for you, right? Remember, the 8th house has to do with how we show up when we blend with another, right? Shared resources, your partner's resources, deep intimacy. It's not sex per se. Just the act of sex is more of a 5th house energy, but that soul connection, that deep intimacy, that's 8th house, right? So that, it means a lot more than that. But relative to this, I do feel like it's also money that would show up as a result of a business connection, any sort of entrepreneurial thing that you have going on with somebody else, right? And it's really calling for you to allow yourself to be more transparent, to be more vulnerable, right? To really go there. And you want to be paying attention to where your ego might be getting in the way, for good or bad, for good or bad, Yeah, that's what the sun is. So, let's see. But I like that we got the Scorpio energy here with the big bowl vision. I think I'm getting just a really good energy off of this reading already. So that's really good. All right, let's see what we have coming up for our Leo friends. Okay. Okay, let's put the situation right now. Okay. Crowning energy, foundation, past, 6 of Swords in the past. Final outcome, Knight of Cups, nice. You are the King of Wands right now, Leo. Woohoo. Hierophant. Who's getting married? Who's getting married? Who wants to get married is talking about getting married. Those of you here with relation, oh my gosh, we got the sun as the outcome. Wow, this is a good reading. Hold on. All right. There's going to be release going on. There's going to be release, but I see some really beautiful, positive things that are right in front of you. 6 of Swords energy is not the easiest energy to go through. It's not the hardest, but it's not the easiest, by any stretch. This is about leaving something toxic behind you that was not working, whether it was that relationship, whether it's that job, whether it was that way of thinking. Living in your own skin, Leo. Seriously, for a lot of you, it's just going to be that. Remember, swords are truth. Swords are also reality. So if there was any sort of toxic anything that you were involved in, the job, relationship, mindset, right? A way of thinking, you're leaving it. You're leaving it behind you to go into just a healthier space, and you're doing it because you have to do it. Now, for those of you in relationship, if you're in a situation where you can't leave right now, this does indicate you leaving at least mentally, in your mind, kind of check it out. And that sounds really horrible, and it's further actually supported, to be honest with you, with the 8 of Cups energy. So this is the recent past. Now, this could have been last week, last month, last year. When we're talking tarot, it does not understand time frame. That's man-made, right? It's going to go according to your energy and what you're feeling. That's why we can resonate with readings at such off times compared to the dates that readers will indicate. But I do see you leaving something toxic behind you. Again, a job, a way of thinking, something, a family connection, a friendship, something like that. Now, as far as the situation right now, I do see a little self-protection going on, right? We have the 4 of Coins, which is about protecting yourself. We do call it the miserly energy. Now, I kind of hate that word because it has a very negative connotation. But for many of you, you could be in a space, but this has to do with career, of you recognizing that you need to watch your money, plain and simple. Because even for those of you who are still working, we don't know what the world is going to look like tomorrow, nonetheless next week or next month, right? We just don't know. It's all a moving target right now. So in a very literal way, for many of you, this could be you being in a space of just trying to save your money so that you have enough to pay your bills, you know, and to just get from A to B kind of thing. If this has nothing to do with money, this could be you being in the mode of self-protection. Some of you might even be doing a little bit of both. But self-protection is also indicated here because remember, with the Pentacle energy, it can be understood as money and resources or mental, physical, emotional connection. So that 4 is about holding it really close to the chest, right? And really trying to protect yourself. But it's being crossed by the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is all about truth. Queen of Swords has you figured out as soon as you walk in the room before you even open your mouth. And she understands your motivation and everything that you have going on inside yourself. Now, this is a core card. So core cards need to be read as either you, another person, or general influence. So if this is another person that you're dealing with, this is somebody giving, you know, serving up some truth pudding here. This is a Virgo and Libra energy, and Virgo is very critical of themselves and as well as all situations that they're involved in, right? It's the Hermit energy. These are deep thinkers. This is an energy that pays attention, right? And it's in Libra. So what is Libra? That 7th house of serious connections, relationship, business connections, colleagues, co-workers, employees, employers, where you guys have that shared vision, a shared soul purpose. As long as it's that kind of connection, right? That would be very connected to a 7th house energy. But regardless, you know, I mean, it's Libra. Libra's glyph is all about scales and fairness, right? So it's the truth, you know, about, well, has this relationship been, is it being handled in an authentic and honest way? Has that been an issue up to this point? Is it an issue and that's why I need to look at it? Is this job based in, you know, in a reality that I'm comfortable with? Again, Libra's ruled by Venus, that beautiful trifecta. Are you getting the money that you're supposed to be getting? Are you feeling good about yourself being involved in it? Do you love what you do? Are you still loving what you do? And it's the truth of that. It's asking those questions and having the truth come out. Because it's Virgo, which is Mercury, and it's a very thinker energy. And it's an energy of communication as well. Not only Gemini, but Mercury also rules Virgo. And so it's asking these big questions having to do with fairness. How do you feel about it? Are you getting what you deserve? Are you getting back what you give? All that kind of stuff. So you're in this space, right? Well, we have crowning you, man. You're all about your wish fulfillment, Leo. You're all about focusing on your wish fulfillment. You know in your mind's eye what it is that you want. You have it there. It's right there. 9 of Cups. You know what you see, right? It's in your mind. Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter is all about luck and expansion. It rules Sagittarius, which is about moving forward with integrity. And Pisces is that beautiful 12th house energy that, you know, it's where we dare to go there, right? And think about those dreams and those things that we really, really want for ourselves. And then here we have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups indicates you leaving something that you know is toxic, right? And not having any real regret, though, Leo. You're not really having any regret. So you can be walking away from a version of yourself that you just don't want to be dealing with anymore. This could be you walking away from a relationship, a friendship, family connection, or a job. But it's about doing it with grace and timed in an appropriate way and handling it in an appropriate way. And what I mean by that is any sort of flippant, rash decisions are probably not going to be handled well in this energy. If it has to do with relationships, ghosting would not be a good idea in this energy. It's going to bring some nasty karma on the other side. You don't want to do that to yourself. That's the thing with this energy. You can walk away peacefully and even quietly into the night, right? As long as you handle things in a respectful and graceful way up until that point. And you want to, very important, is you want to make sure that there's absolutely nothing left for you to give or receive from this situation. Like, that relationship needs to be totally done, right? That job needs to be totally done. That friendship, that family connection where you need to make the decision to love them from a distance, right? Where there's nothing else that could be done. Once you know that and you've communicated in a healthy way, then you have to leave. And you're not going to feel, again, You're not going to feel regret. And this also tells me, because this is in the foundation and the Six of Swords is in the past, this tells me that many of you have already kind of pretty much checked out of whatever situation is on your heart that you hear about, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever it is. Then we have you as the King of Wands. I love this energy. This is Cancer and Leo. And I love this energy because who doesn't like passion mixed in with safety? And that's the King of Wands. I mean, the King of Wands is, and this is you and only you right now, Leo. And there's no gender here. Gender's not assigned to these cards, really. It's just for labeling purposes, really, not the energy. But I like this. I like this because this tells me that you have a deep fire in your belly. You at least have ideas going in your head. You have some emotions for a new energy. If you're leaving a toxic relationship, this tells me that you're dealing with a really beautiful energy that you're feeling very passionate about, and one that you feel very at home with. Because Cancer is the 4th house of home, of roots, of safety, of love, of moon, of mother, right? It's not to sound weird, mother, throwing mother in there, right? As we're talking about, but you know what I mean. It's that sense of safety, right? So I really like this. So this could be you leaving a toxic relationship. Now you met a different energy that you are really, you're leaving the old, and this is you're feeling very passionate about a new connection. This is leaving that job that was not working out, and you're feeling really pumped up about this new idea or the prospect of something coming up where you know it's going to bring you what you need, and you're feeling so excited to get involved in it. Okay, just leaving behind whatever might have been toxic for you, and just knowing that was the right thing to do, and you're just feeling really, really pumped up about getting involved in this energy to move forward. I mean, King of Wands is will, it's motivation, it's passion, it's all of that. It's beautiful, but to have that in there with Cancer is just really lovely. Now, the Hierophant energy, for those of you here with a relationship on your heart, I mean, the Hierophant's marriage card. You know, so this can indicate marriage, or the level of marriage, or a reconnection towards marriage. It indicates that level, you know. It indicates a very deep, serious commitment that is external to you. So this is you dealing with an energy that is marriage material. You're dealing with an energy that you're going to end up marrying. Now, if it has nothing to do with that, and it has to do with work, this is completely about a fabulous partnership. First of all, very benefic for a partnership, any sort of entrepreneurial enterprise that you want to get into, people that you're dealing with. It's a really good mix that you guys have with those people. If it doesn't have anything to do with that, the Hierophant can indicate a new job offer coming in, that when you get it, it's going to be like for a long-term kind of thing, a long-term commitment. Now, while all this positive energy is going on, the Hierophant also has you looking at your belief system, right? Because the Hierophant is external. This energy tells me this is an external belief system to you that you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about it front and center, and you're going to be aligning things up in your life. You're going to be looking at what's going on in our societies today, and what, you know, the world at large, and you're just going to be thinking about those things, and you're going to be matching it up with the relationship you're in, the job that you're in, and you're going to be really using this information that comes into you regarding this connection as part of your decision in how exactly you move forward. So it's like basically nothing's living in isolation, right? I'm feeling like a lot of things are coming at you at once. I don't think it's any one thing, but that's like most things in life, is it not, anyway? Right? A lot of times our job ends up affecting our relationships. That's why the 4th house and the 10th house oppose each other. They work in tandem with each other. The houses all work in tandem. It's never really in isolation anyway. But I see in your fear position is the 5 of Cups. So you're afraid that you're going to hyper-focus on something that did not work out and not focus enough on the positive of a situation. You want to be careful of this. This is a very mental energy. This is not based in reality. And, you know, and so is this card, actually. This card is a very mental energy where, you know, you're making the decision for one reason or another to just be, you know, be swimming in the disappointment and the disillusionment of something that did not happen, did not work out, did not come to pass, was supposed to come to fruition and didn't. you know, feeling really upset about the turn in your path, the turn in that relationship, the turn in that career. And it's like, on one level, energetically, you understand that it's the best thing because you're very focused on your wish fulfillment, but you know that there's an element about it that's just so toxic that it needs to end. But yet you might not be having the easiest time of letting that go, of making the changes. So for those of you who are understanding this as the Six of Swords energy, you letting a toxic way of thinking go, this could be your fear of you falling back into that old pattern, those old patterns of thinking. Any sort of like unhealthy egotism, any, you know, tendency to need to like overtake things, because it's not the easiest thing to do when we're trying to work on our shadow self and we're trying to work on the imbalance. That's, I think, a really common fear that a lot of people have. Obviously, also for relationship, you feel like, oh my God, what if I start missing them, even though I know that they're all kinds of not good for me and I have this other energy here that's so much better for me. This could be you missing that old job, even though you know that you have a really good opportunity to make this change in your life. You know, that does tell me that there's something on a psychological level that you're afraid of completely energetically cutting off. But then as the outcome, guys, look, we have the sun. Yay, this is beautiful. I love the sun energy, not only because it rules you beautiful lions, but because it does really cultivate the groundwork for you to make some really beautiful advances in your life, right? What does the sun do? The sun shines down. It gives energy and nutrients to the land, and it allows growth. What I've been saying in a couple of videos is, you know, a lot of people think the sun is great, you know, I've arrived. No, you don't arrive with the sun, because the sun does not shoot down full-grown trees and full-grown flowers, right? The sun gives the light and the support and the warmth and the nutrients and everything that's necessary for something beautiful to be cultivated, but it's up to you to make the decision to do it. You don't want to do it, you don't have to engage. I always say that, guys. We're energetic beings. The cards could say what they want to say all day long. You make the decision to participate or not. Right? It's the way it is. But you can't have a better energy. You just can't, as far as moving forward in something. And like everything is there for you to take advantage of, Leo. Really. Everything is there, especially because you guys are Leos, to have that as the outcome. Oh my gosh. Now, I even love, even after, like, this is just so awesome. We have the Knight of Cups energy. Aquarius and Pisces. Those of you getting into a new relationship, you guys are going to be experiencing a completely different experience than anything you've ever experienced before in relationship. And that's all I mean. Don't look into that any further than what I'm saying. It's going to be very different than any other kind of relationship that you've had thus far. And a lot of that's going to have to do with healthier decisions that you're going to be making in relationship, where you're going to be allowing and not allowing, and what other people are going to be allowing and not allowing on that end, where you guys are going to be working more as a team. But I love this, because to have this energy, just to have Aquarius with Pisces is just so great, because this indicates future. All right. And, you know, we always, when we're linking these things to astrology, for those of you who are tarot readers out there and you just kind of get in the swing of working in the astrology, you want to take care of the prepositions, right? And the how you're identifying the words, because there's a big difference between in and, which and is a conjunction. It's not a preposition, but, you know, there's a big difference between the two. If I was going to say Aquarius in Pisces, that would be a lot different than if I'm saying Aquarius and Pisces, okay? So we have to understand Aquarius, this is going to be something out of the box, something different, something very future. And then we look at Pisces. Pisces is all about, what are you dreaming about? What is that thing in your mind's eye that you're envisioning? What is that relationship, that type of relationship, the type of love that you want to feel? What is that job? How are you feeling in it? What's the money that you're making? What does your day look like? What is that friendship like? What, you know, you're tapping into the level of comfort and all of the beautiful energies that you feel. How do you feel? You're feeling good in it, right? And this indicates that you're just going to be feeling really good in a very beautiful way. So I love it. I love it. This is a great reading. This is a great reading. And that's it. You're going to have to do some healing from something that happened. And I please don't accept my casual reference to that as me saying that it's easy peasy, because I totally get that it's not. But what I'm really excited for you for is the fact that it's very, very positive, and that there's a beautiful energy waiting right there. I feel like a lot of you already have the energy in your life. So awesome sauce for that. Okay, so let's talk about more relationship stuff. So if you guys are not interested in finding out more about relationship, thank you so much for joining me, Leo. And I'll see you guys next time. But for the rest of you who want to hang out for a little more for relationships, let's see what we have. It is safe for you to love. You deserve love. Wow, you are lovable. Worth waiting for. Religious factors. Religious factors I always understand as belief system. Okay? Just a belief system, a perspective. Okay, a certain perspective. All right, let's pull the Island Time Wellness, and we'll pull a couple of shadow scapes. And we'll see what we got. Wedding rings. What did I say? The Hierophant. Talking. Twin flames. Mirror. Mirror often comes up with twin flame stuff. Isn't that funny? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. Four of Wands. Honeymoon card. Oh my gosh. King of Cups. Beautiful. Knight of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay. Keep it going, please. Five of Swords. All right. Oh, we know. You know, I got Mirror. I was like, all right, we're going to have to work a little something out. That's okay. It's still really good. All right. Is it safe for you to love? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. Not is it, but it is. You deserve love. You are lovable. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to be. Religious factors, again, belief system. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So yeah, I mean, how you view things, right? Your perspective on how you think relationships should be, how things should be carried out. So there's going to need to be some compromise with that energy, for sure. Absolutely. But what's the matter with that? That's, you know, that's a normal part of relationship. Then we have wedding rings, union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Beautiful, Leo. This is so nice. Talking, interested, conversing more, text, call, email, message or awaited message arrives. Twin flames, yin, yang, zen, balance, union, coupling, complementing each other. And we have mirror. I mean, those are pretty much self-explanatory, right? Mirroring each other, self-image, relationship reflects our wounds, introspection. I like this. I actually think that this is very positive, because this is recognizing this. This to me always indicates some sort of deflection. And when we can call ourselves out or other people out on deflection, and they're responsive, and I feel like they will be, that's such a moment of growth. Right? Where we're identifying in somebody else something that we're afraid that we'll actually do. Do you know what I mean? But because I feel like, Leo, I feel like there's going to be a lot of fear here. You know, and you guys are lying, and oh, brave lion and everything. Come on, keeping it real. The lion is all about doing it scared anyway. Doing it scared anyway, right? Having these fears, but doing it scared anyway. Now let's talk about the shadowscape. We have the Four of Wands. This is a beautiful energy. It's a Venus and Aries. It's strong foundation. It's the honeymoon energy. It's just lovely, because Aries is all about a new path, fresh perspectives, ruled by Mars. It's like, come on, let's go. Let's get this bad boy going. Let's get this relationship going. Let's go. Beautiful. King of Cups, fabulous. Somebody who knows what relationship is about. This is Libra and Scorpio. There's going to be so much attraction here on so many levels. It's so beyond. It's really not about anything physical. This is like you are very attracted to this person's person, their personality, who they are, how they think. you know, how you feel when you're with them, how they make you feel, you know, how you make them feel, and them responding to that. It's a beautiful energy. It truly is, you know, and it's got Libra in there, which is all about serious relationships. Very lovely. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, Leo, you, and Virgo. Okay, love it. I really like this. This is about, you know, fiery but practical. Very practical. You guys being able to have the conversation about money. You guys seeing eye to eye on these things. How resources are supposed to be handled. There's just going to be a healthy vibe to this, having to do with the everyday, day-to-day stuff, the day-to-day connection. Again, it doesn't have to do with money at all, but it can also have to do with mental, physical, emotional connection. How you guys communicate. What you guys need, and being able to openly discuss it in a great way. You know, what you guys want, need, and desire as far as social life, intimacy, communication, you know, who expects what, who can bring what to the table, how is all that going to roll out, and it not being weird. You know what I mean? It just not being weird, being able to have that talk. Now, we have the Five of Swords energy, and this is the thing. Five is always, we call, you know, everybody always says it's conflict. To me, the Five of Swords is more of a necessary discussion because it's a Venus and Aquarius energy, okay? Venus in Aquarius. Again, going back to those prepositions. So, Aquarius being something different. It's about the future. It's all about the future. Venus in there. What is Venus? Venus is money. Venus is self-worth and self-value. Venus is love. This is the necessary conversation that has to go on about how things are going to roll out in the future. What is it all going to look like? What is it all going to look like? It's all about the future. But having the discussion, and guys, you have to remember, you're two different separate energetic beings with two different souls, two different museums of experience that you need to blend into one unified kind of life while maintaining your autonomy. It's not an easy feat. It's not. So once you're past the honeymoon phase, you're going to have that important conversation. Who's contributing what? How are they doing it? And what is all that going to look like? And it has to be all laid out on the table in a very open and honest way, because if you can't do that, you need to look at that. Because then there are trust issues, and then you have to look at that. But I see this being very, very benefic. This is a beautiful, necessary conversation that has to happen. Yeah. For some of you, religious factors, those of you in that space where you're going to be getting married and perhaps having children, how are they going to be raised? Do you guys have the same background? You know, maybe one of you doesn't believe in organized religion, the other one does, or having to do with, you know, just a way of thinking, just blanket that, you know, and connect it however, you know, would resonate with you. But, you know, overall, guys, this is just a very beautiful, juicy reading. Honestly, it is. And the little things that are coming up, oh, please. If you don't have this stuff, you don't have a real relationship. You don't want a Stepford relationship where everybody's like, okay, honey, you know, hi, how was your day? Oh, good. How was your? Oh, I love you. You know, all of, no. We have to have a little bit of something in there because that's reality. It doesn't have to go into a fight, but you have to have these important conversations in order to figure out, you know, boundaries within a relationship. Because, you know, it doesn't matter how close you are. There have to be certain, you know, levels of understanding and things laid out, right? So that you don't have any sort of animosity in anything that builds up in the future. Who wants that? As I feel like you guys are coming from that. So you need this open honesty. I think it's going to be good for you. Yeah. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, share. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. See you next time. Bye-bye.